Hey BTs, and welcome back. It's a new video, it's a new topic, it's a new vibe, it's a new energy, all right? So you'll probably have seen another video of me with this outfit first of all, and I just wanted to let you know that on that particular day I had to film 2 videos because I was trying to be productive. So I was just like, why change into another outfit? And I've just worn this one right now. And by then, let me speak about this very fake Cuban link chain. I just saw it like in one of the boutiques in town, like a jewelry store, and I got it. I think it was like 1200, I think. Yeah. And I just like I like the aesthetic. I love it. I feel like it just adds that vavavoom, you know. There's some days when you want to spice up your simple black tea like this. Yeah. And my hair, kama kawaida. I like buns because they are lifesavers and time savers as well. And I'm in my bedroom. Also, if you're new here, welcome. Group hug, group hug, group hug, group hug. I love you. I love you. Karibu sana. Make sure to go and subscribe. I see you. I see you over there. Guys, I was looking at the analytics of my channel, and 60% of the few views I have are still from people who are not subscribed to my channel. Aki, don't be like that. Don't be like that. Support your girl. If you're gonna be here chilling with me, I want you to stay. I want you to go and look for your friend and your sister and your mom and your everybody. Tell them to come and subscribe, okay? So show your girl some support. Like, comment, share my videos. I truly appreciate. Thank you very much. So guys, today I thought it would be fun well, not really fun, but it would be nice for me to speak about because remember the way I told you I want us to have like more wholesome conversations. So if there's one place where I feel like I need to start, it's in the topic of who are you? You know, who are you? Who am I? And I'm hoping that by sharing these gems, I can guide you guys so that you have like a place where you can start based on my experiences. If my experiences are similar to yours, or if I'm someone that you look up to in terms of advice. And I say this because many times I'll get messages in the DMs, and I'm also dealing with life on my side, and sometimes things get quite heavy for me. So you can maybe message me and find that Lynette has not replied your message on time, and I wouldn't want you to feel like she's not making time for other people, or she's not giving space for other people and being there for them. That's not the case. So I want to do all of these things on my YouTube so that if you have a question, just come to my channel and you'll probably find a video that will guide you, or will give you my opinion or my perspective, or will open your eyes on something that you didn't know. You get what I mean? So yeah, and I'm doing all of this explanations so that all of us are on the same page. And you know, just in case somebody's wondering like, where are we going with this, I want to create a community where you can just come if you have a problem or if you have a challenge, and scroll through the videos, and if it's something that I've spoken on, then you can easily refer. Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. Get comfortable, get a blanket, get a glass of wine or rosé, you know. Sunday afternoon, tuonge. Let's talk. All right. So, who are you? Who am I? That's the question I had to ask myself when I started working on my traumas and my triggers and my issues in life. And this was around 2020. And I was actually talking to a friend of mine and telling them that for me, because you know, the question always comes about of what drives you, or how did you really get to that point where you started thinking about these things, or you decided to do life differently? What happened? What is this moment that happened? So before the lockdown, I was working in a gym, and I was very busy. Like sometimes I would pull a 10-hour day or a 12-hour day, because I was living by myself at the time, and I'm just thinking, I want to be productive, I want to win. So I love my job and I love the environment, so it was always fun for me at work. So you find that I never really gave myself time to sit down and think about those things that nag me, or unpack the issues that I may be dealing with in at night or behind closed doors or within myself, or the questions I'm asking myself. So I was just really feeling my schedule, and you'll realize that sometimes you fill your schedule with so many things so that you don't have to sit with the uncomfortable emotions, so that you don't have to think. There are times in life you can find either someone is really busy with work, you become a workaholic, or you're obsessed with your business, or you're obsessed with a hobby, or there are good things, but you can find that sometimes when you have struggles within you, you will put so much effort into those outside things subconsciously, because your ego doesn't want to deal with what's going on inside of you. So now when Corona started, and rather came about, and we went into lockdown here in Kenya, Nairobi, I suddenly didn't have to go to work every day. I didn't have clients to take care of every day, or phone calls to answer, or emails to reply. So I found myself just chilling in the house. And at the time, my family we were all in different places. So, and nobody was trying to risk getting the corona. So I wasn't like visiting people or anything. I was just in this space where I was by myself. And that's when I just started thinking, because these thoughts will come up when you're isolated, or when you're in solitude, or when you're by yourself, when your routine changes, or when you're in a quiet place. Most times hapo ndio kila kitu yenye umekuwa ukilock kwa roho yako, everything you've been locking in your heart comes out at that time. And that's when I started thinking about my life, and about my challenges, and where I am at that particular time, and what I would like to achieve in my life. So, it was just like me talking to myself, me asking myself questions, and kidogo kidogo ika build up, and I just decided, it was tough at first, but I decided, you know what? I don't have anything to lose. The more I discover myself, the better I become. So I think that's the first point that I would like to share. If you're taking notes, that is like, when you ask yourself that question of who are you, the first thing you need to realize is that whatever the outcome, you are able to improve it. You are able to build on it. So it's not such a scary concept for you to deal with. Unaget? Yeah. So nikajiangalia tu my challenges za maisha zimeanza wapi. Mimi mwenyewe, like a person, how do I view myself? Am I a good person? Do I have moments where I feel like I'm a bad person? Have I been making good decisions in my life? Are there some issues I'm dealing with that were caused by me? You're also holding yourself accountable. And kwa kweli, I wasn't happy. I was not comfortable with myself at that time. Physically, emotionally, and mentally, I was exhausted. I was drowning, with so much pain, or in so much pain. Everything in me felt wrong. It felt like I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I've not been okay for a long time. You get? So it was a shock for my system, admitting to myself that the person who you're looking at is not who you are. This is not who you want to be. And the first thing that I did was sit down. Excuse me. And maybe, if it works for you, you can try it out. I sat down and I took a notebook and I wrote down everything that I think is a strength for me. Like, what are my strengths? I wrote them down. What are my weaknesses? I wrote them down. What are my positive behaviors? I wrote them down. What are my toxic behaviors? I wrote them down. And so I made that book, like that page was my point of reference, because now I was clearly seeing the departments in my life that required me to change for the better, where I needed to put in more effort, where I was doing well. Like, it was like me sitting down and opening myself up like a book, So you should start from there. If you're trying to figure yourself out and you're asking yourself that question, who am I? Who am I? And this is not about your ancestry, like in the literal sense of I am a child of, or I come from this village. No. Who am I in the deep sense? Who am I in the world? Who am I in the universe? What do I want to do with myself in this life? Once I had that list down, I now made a point of referring to it every day and looking at each negative thing and giving myself the challenge of now turning it into a positive thing. So for example, one of the challenges I had physically at that time is that I'd gained a lot of weight, which was not my ideal place to be physically and also in life. I was doing a lot of emotional eating because, you know, again, your body will always come up with ways to soothe you when you're dealing with challenges, or we are dealing with a lot of mental challenges and the problems in life. Maybe they're putting you down. Most people, you'll turn to sweet things because you're looking for comfort. So I was eating a lot at that time, and I'd become big. I wasn't happy with my body. I wasn't happy with how I looked, basically, you know. So I gave myself the challenge of, I'm gonna lose all of this weight. I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight, and I'm gonna do it even if it's the most difficult thing I do this year. And I didn't know that by choosing that path, I was going to change my whole life, because a lot of transformation for me, or the biggest percentage of my transformation, happened when I started losing weight. Juu hapo ndio unajichallenge, hapo ndio, you know, kuna siku naenda kukimbia, you don't want to wake up in the morning, and that reminds you of like the times when you don't want to do something and you know it's positive, or you remember that time you didn't do this project, and that project maybe could have made you money, or that project could have opened an opportunity for you. So I had to face myself when I was losing weight. It just put me back in line discipline wise, you know. So I'm just giving you an example of how you can start. You can just look at what can I change right now? What is within my power? What is within my power right now for me to change? Because there's some other deep stuff that you'll write on that book or that paper that you can't just dive into, you know. There are some issues you will need a professional to walk you through, or there's some challenges that you will need to discuss with a parent or with someone who's like a mentor or an elder to you. You get what I mean? Basically, somebody who has good experience in life and means well for you. So I'm gonna start with the easy stuff. And know that it's not gonna be easy, because your mind is also used to a certain rhythm. My mind was used to thinking some thoughts. My mind was used to a life of a certain level and doing some certain activities. So iyo moment yenye nimekaa chini, when I'm now telling myself that this is who we want to become. We want to become fit. We want to become kinder, more compassionate, hardworking. We want to become more successful. We want to become more empathetic. Like, you get like all the good qualities. We want to make more impact in society. So these are things that I now told myself, this is what I want. This is who I want to be, you know. Going back to the topic of the video, who are you? So I sat down and defined for myself who I am. Not based on the life I've lived kama mtoi. It was not about where I come from. It was not about places I've been or people I've been with. It was just me in my raw state, asking myself, who am I? And answering myself. And then now making it my job every day to build that lady. You can rebuild yourself. That's what I want to tell you. You can rebuild yourself. You're not the person you are. It's not set in stone. Just because maybe you've struggled with getting a business off the ground doesn't mean that you're a failure. Maybe the way you're approaching it is wrong, and you need to change your perspective. And the moment you change your perspective, it's gonna change your profits. You get what I mean? So I'm a huge believer of giving yourself chances and speaking life to yourself. Speak life to yourself. Like, I'm gonna fight this thing. I'm gonna win this challenge. I'm going to get this item, or I'm going to get this job, or I'm going to go back to the gym. I'm going to take care of my health. I'm going to eat cleaner. I'm going to make more meaningful relationships. Okay, what is needed for you to make a meaningful relationship with somebody right now, or a meaningful connection? What do you need from someone for you to be able to connect with them in a meaningful way? You know, like, these are the questions. Now I'm trying to paint to you how I was asking myself these questions. And then nikijuliza hiyo swali, I'm like, I need maybe someone who is like this and like that and like that and like that. So once I've written it down, then I have to challenge myself, and I would look at it and ask myself, okay, if you want maybe you want a friendship that is like this and like this and like this. When you look at yourself, Lynette, are you this kind of friend? What is it that you lack in this list? What is it that you need to cultivate in this list so that you become this person, so that you attract people who are like this, you get. So that is the train of thought you need to be working on when you're asking yourself, who are you? It's like you're reinventing yourself. It's like you're rebuilding yourself. Bila pressure. You're the one who's, it's like you're drawing out another you. You're drawing somebody else, somebody who is now coming from a place of experience, somebody who knows better, somebody who wants to do better. You get? So you have to forget everything that you know, get it out of your mind completely. Don't look at yourself in a judgmental way or harshly. Understand that it's a good thing actually where you feel in your heart that you want to change who you are for the better, or you want to change your life, you want to change the circumstances of your life. That's a good thing, because it means your consciousness is alive, it's healthy, and you can clearly see this is good, this is wrong. So you have to be proud of yourself for actually making that step where you can look at yourself and see, I have not been doing things in the correct way here and here. I want to do better for myself. I want the best for myself. I want to learn this new course. What is required? Me going back to school. Okay, I have an 8 to 5, so I probably have to take evening classes. Okay, I can't take a school that's far from my workplace. So let me scout this area and check whether I can get colleges close to my work so that I leave work and I get into class. You get, you set the goal, the dream, and then you come back and you ask yourself, what is required of me to build up to get to that point? That's how I did it. I knew in my heart of hearts that I want to be like a supermodel. I want to be a supermodel. I want to be like a top commercial model. I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to touch lives. I want to be a better Lynette. I want to be a better daughter. I want to be a better sister. I want to be a better person. I want to be a person of value in the society. Those were the things I was speaking to myself. So niliji challenge, like, okay, then if you want to rewrite your story, what does it require you to do? And that's what I've been working on since 2020. Physically, and you need to be healthy. Spiritually, you need to develop a very close relationship with your God, Mentally, you need an outlet for your pain, for your anger, because you cannot be that Lynette that you're dreaming of if you're carrying all of this luggage. This luggage is what is weighing you down. So you have to let it go. And before you let it go, you have to face it. You have to acknowledge that something exists before you can let it go. You can't let go of something if let me give you an example. This ring, like right now, it's in my hand, right? Like if I tell somebody that, hey, do you see this ring in my hand? And the person is like, no, I don't see any ring in your hand. Then I can't help them. Because even if I start describing how it looks like, they've already said that they can't see it. So the reality to them is not there, you get? But for me, I can see it. And me seeing it now will allow me to describe it. It looks like this, it looks like that. So it's the same thing with yourself. You have to look into yourself with curiosity, with love. Look at the heavy parts. What is it that I'm carrying? Okay, I have an issue with my mom I want to discuss. I have an issue with an uncle I would like to discuss. I have an issue with myself that I want to discuss. I have issues with friends or past relationships that I want to discuss. Like, you have to be able to acknowledge kwanza that there is a problem and you want to work on it. And it's almost instant when you agree with yourself that there's a challenge somewhere. When your heart is telling you there's a challenge and you don't fight it, you're not defensive with yourself, you just accept that, yes, there's a problem, and you start looking at it, your heart just opens up and shows you. Your inner child just comes out and shows you, this is where there's a problem, this is where there's a problem, this is where there's a problem, And if you want to become a brilliant model, like, for example, this is how I challenged myself at the time. And you can challenge yourself with whatever career you're doing right now, but I'm just giving you an example. So I would ask myself, for you to become a top model, before we even get to Africa, like just in Kenya, what do you need to do? You need something that sets you apart. There are many beautiful girls all over the country, all over the world. Like, you, to stand out for yourself authentically, you need something that comes out of you that somebody's not gonna get anywhere else. You get? So for me, those are the tips, those are the things I was telling myself. And that's why I'll wake up in the morning and I do my exercises. Like, I want my body to be in top shape. I want to make sure my skin looks good for the most part, because, you know, we're human. There are good days and there are bad days, you know, especially with the skin and hormones and stuff. But you get what I mean. Then I was like, I need to be doing my best works. I'm putting out good jobs out here. Whenever I do a project, I need to make sure it's looking good, you know. So I'm just building on to what I want to achieve or who I want to become. But it's coming from a point where I have humbled myself. I'm humble in front of myself. I'm not operating from ego. I'm operating from self and what I need to get to the next level. So many people get stuck there because you start judging yourself, or the voice of doubt starts making you feel like you're not gonna be able to do it. Also know that when you're changing your life like that, when you're in that phase of life where you're asking yourself, who am I? The enemy is also going to send so many distractions. That's the time when somebody from your past will want to come back to your life. That's the time that a job will go wrong. Maybe you did a job and they don't want to pay you. That's the time when maybe a friend will come and accuse you of something you don't know. Or maybe there will be, you know, you'll fall sick. Like, there's so many things that come. So you have to be ready. Because when you get to a point in life where you wake up as an adult and you ask yourself, who am I? You're at a point of awakening. Your mind, your spirit, your soul is waking up to a new possibility, to a new destiny for you. You know, it's like you've been doing it wrong so much, and now enough is enough. And life is trying to calibrate you on the right path, on the right direction. So it starts with acknowledgement. Acknowledge that you need to become a better person. Acknowledge that you feel you want to become a better person. Acknowledge where you're not going well, and you know. Usi, don't be defensive with yourself. Don't judge yourself. Just accept, hapa nakuanga na shida ya hii. Hapa nakuanga na shida hii. Here I have this challenge. Here I have this challenge. And for me to become this new Lynette 2.0, this new version of me, this new higher self, then I need to work on these things. So when you do it in such a loving way with yourself, even on the days when you'll not be able, maybe let's say you're in the gym, even the days when you'll not be able to run 5 kilometers and maybe you just do 3 kilometers, you'll not judge yourself, because it's not a competition. You know, it's you versus you. You'll be able to hold love for yourself, like, at least leo nimefanya 3 km. It's been a difficult day, but tomorrow I'm gonna do better. So it allows you to grow step by step. And on the hard days, because, you know, behavior doesn't just get out of your system. Even with me right now, I still have tough days. You know, there are days when I wake up, I don't have energy. There are days when I wake up and I don't believe in myself. There are days when I wake up and I'm triggered and my PTSD comes back. You know, like it's you know, I'm just feeling down. I'm feeling everything, anger, and, you know, it disorients you for a while. Na unafeel umechanganyikiwa for a while, but then I have to snatch myself back out of that situation. I have to snatch myself back, like, no, we are not living there anymore. Nobody lives there anymore. Tuko mali pengine. We're somewhere else in life. So you get what I mean? Yeah. So you have to start with acknowledging that you are not happy with the person that you are. Write down the person that you are and the person you'd like to become. Then write down what it's gonna take for you to become that new you. And then you work on those things every single day. Stay committed to the journey. Stay committed to yourself. Don't give up on yourself. Even if in that season you find people falling away from you, because they're gonna feel the difference. They're gonna feel the difference. Like, the Lynette I was in 2010 is not the Lynette I am right now. The Lynette I was in 2020 is not the Lynette I am right now. The Lynette I was in 2021, 2022 is not the Lynette that I am now, because I'm constantly growing. Sometimes even I surprise myself, like, whoa. Okay, Miss Girl, where did that come from? And I'm like, kumbe I can do this thing. Kumbe I can achieve this. So this was not hard. You get, So I'm in a constant state where I'm in admiration of myself, and I'm just surprised that I had not started this earlier. Unajua nashtuka like mbona sikuanza hii mapema. But then again, just remind yourself, if you ever have those questions, remind yourself that God works things out in his own way. His ways are mysterious, so he's always going to do things in a way that makes sense to him and not always to you. So sometimes in life you just gotta go with the flow, as long as you know that in your heart that this is what I want to improve myself, I want to bring out a new me. Let go of everything you know in your past. Let go of everything you think you know now. Be like a sponge. Be open to absorbing new things, as long as it's making you happy in your heart. You want to go and learn how to paint? Do it. Do it. If life brings you to a point where you feel in your heart, who am I? I'm meant for more. This is not the person I should be. There's more to myself than this. There's more to my situation than this. I can feel that there's somebody else in there who wants to come out. Allow that person to come out, and allow that person to guide you, because they know the way home. They'll tell you, they'll show you where you've been going wrong, and they will show you how to fix it so that things become better for you. And on the tough days, hold yourself with love, give yourself hope, speak life to yourself. And I can say, like, for me right now, it's been what? Yeah, this is the third year, I can say, where I feel different in a good way. I'm a whole new person. I have new goals. I have new ambitions. I have new qualities in me. And the good ones, I've amplified them even more. And does that mean that it's always easy? No, it's not easy. There are days when I cry, you guys. There are days when life knocks me down. But I have to remind myself that that's part of the journey, you know? That's part and parcel of the journey. You gotta fight for some things. Some things in life will not be handed over easily. Like some changes within you will not be handed over easily. But in your quest to become a better person, in your quest to reveal or discover a new you, remember to stay grounded. Stay grounded in the things that make sense to you. Stay grounded in your virtues. Stay grounded in God. You know, don't now also want something so much to the point where you're willing to hurt people, or you're willing to lie on people, or create situations, or manipulate people, or steal from. You get what I mean? Like, don't transform yourself in a negative way. Don't transform yourself by taking advantage of people. Don't bring out a new you, and this new you is now worse than who you were before. You get what I mean? Don't be so hungry maybe to elevate your lifestyle to the point where you're willing to throw people under the bus or things like that, if you get what I mean. Because we all have different priorities when we ask ourselves this question of who are you. Everybody will have a different answer. But I'm just reminding you to change your life for the positive, and make sure you're doing it with the right intentions and the right virtues. But I hope I've answered this question and guided you. So you need to find time with yourself, number one. Sit down and acknowledge that it's time for you to make a change, number two. Write down, point number three, write down, who am I right now? What are my qualities right now? Who would I want to become? What are my negative qualities? What are my positive qualities? For me to become, number four, for me to become this new person, what do I need to do? Physically, mentally, spiritually, what do I need to do to become this new person? And then now you'll realize that you create a plan without knowing. You'll have a clear plan, a clear map. You'll have your what, your why, your when, your how, and that is what is going to help you to move forward. And it's the same thing that I do. So yeah, beauties, that's today's lesson topic. Who are you? You're the only person who can define who you are. You are the only one who holds the answers in your heart. You're the only one who knows the things that make you happy, the things that make your soul feel inspired, feel happy, feel stable, feel connected, feel love, feel everything that needs to be felt. So don't go to somebody else to define to you, Ati, who do you think I should become? No. You have that power. You are sovereign. You are a sovereign being. Sovereign means that you stand on your own. You just need the voice of God. The Holy Spirit is what's going to guide you. The self. Listen to that. It will never lead you astray. It knows what's good for you. That gut feeling, that instinct that tells you, hapa vile unaenda sio vizuri. Listen to it. Enye inakwambia hapa hii lifestyle haitatupeleka mbali. Change it. I love change. I love change so much. Because it always means things are expanding. You know, when things are changing, it means things are moving. And changing for good. Not changing for the worst. Changing for good. Yeah. So, trust yourself that you got this. Trust yourself that I know what's good for me. And then chase that. You wake up every morning and you chase that.